Stories, I'm a fool for your love.
Hey guys, you join me here, Snowman86, and we are back on 6 Ashes, and as you can well see, harvest has started. So, we are flat out here doing a little bit of trinket cal, and the plan is we have our 2 fields that we did end up leasing. Unfortunately we didn't get a whole lot of fertilizer on them, but we did manage to lease them, so it is some sort of a start. So we're just going to press on today and try and get as much done as we possibly can. Not sure what happened there, but safe to say something is messed up in our GPS system, so we'll go check that out. Yep, snap angle is set at 45. Detect working with, it's saying 6, but I think we're a little bit bigger than 6, but we will press on, as I say, anyway with harvest. We probably do need to slow down our machine just a little bit, as I just see the engine load there is rather high. So if we drop it to 3, hopefully that will reduce some of the stresses on our combine, which it does. Fantastic. We're cutting at 17.7% moisture, so it's not too bad, not overly wet. We are getting, what's that, 66 tons to the acre. Oh, that's to the hour, is it? This mod always confused me. It's the combine experience mod, and we just need to drift a little bit because we're missing a few bits. Combine experience mod, so it does make it a little bit more realistic. You can't just plow through the fields. The drier the crop gets, the easier it is to thresh, so it really does add a lot to the game, in my opinion anyway. So we are running that, and we are also running a mod where if you're laying down chopped straw, it adds a layer of fertilizer, so that will come in handy for us, that we won't have to spend the extra bit of money on fertilizer. I think, to be fair, we could have made bales off it and sold them, but we'd have to buy a baler or trailer, and it's just all this extra expense. Whether this way we're saving, across the farm we'll be saving 1 layer of fertilizer, so we'll take that. We will take that. I think the bottom one is our yield, which is yielding around 14 tons to the hectare, and that is fantastic. So let's see if we can squeeze our way across the headland. We're just trying to open the field up a bit. I think I might regret. I don't think we're going to make it all the way back around. That's definitely for sure. So what we might do here now is just hit reverse, and at least when we're going back down this way, we'll be ready on the unload side. We'll have to head back to the farm to get our tractor trailer unit, and it's just then a case of hold tight and see what the price does. So far we're doing okay. So I think we might set a new GPS line on this track. Mightn't be a bad track to set one on. Nope, we're going to be slightly off there. We don't want that. And that's even not a better one. We'll eventually get there. That's a little bit better. So, and this will give me a chance, hopefully, to display this combine experience mod where, as the engine load decreases, we can increase our speed. I think if you go over the 120% mark, you're kind of running into, well, I'd imagine actually even over 100%, you're running into issues with wear and tear. So we're down at 94, so if we bump this up to 4 miles an hour, you'll see now we can cut that a little bit faster. So nice little mod. probably could get us up to 5. And you'll see now our engine load has increased again. And we're running close to 97%, so I don't think we're going to get all this in. 99, and that's 100%, so we're just going to back up, raise our header. So as the combine dies, we're just going to shut it down here, and we are going to track back to the farm. So we're back at the tractor, so we're just going to strike up the road, and we'll be unloading and harvesting on the go. So we did get our soybeans in, they're looking like a good crop, so we are relatively happy with that. And nice to see every field around us is yellow, so we're just going to strike up this way. We've no real pad across the top there. We might do a little bit of groundwork over the winter just to increase our access to these fields, so we don't need to be on the road as much. I should have turned in there, but I didn't. So we started over on this side. That's where our header trailer and everything is. And we'll try and stay to the grass margins on our fields as much as we can to reduce compaction. Once we unload this one, we will return the combine back up and try and get a headland done on the top, and then it's just a case of going up and down. Trailer's not the cleanest. I wish there was a button that you could click that could give you the unload option, but I should look into that for future efforts, because it is a little bit annoying the way it just starts up without the engine on. Or it would be nice if you had the option to dump. So we are going to start getting our thresher unit going again. Header is on the go. I think we've more or less filled that trailer, so interesting. We're going to have a lot of triptychs to do here. But we push on. As I say, harvest is not going to be one of these easy old jobs. These 3 big fields, 2 slightly smaller ones over there in the distance, so we've a good bit to be getting done. But I will be hoping the yield should be good, and our return on our investment, especially with the leasing of the land and stuff, will hopefully be all worth it. So we're just going to go back here. We're going to go across and back across once more, and that will be 3 passes on the bottom headland, which should be more than enough for us. And I believe this is my first time as well ever harvesting triticale. Probably not pronouncing that right, but yeah, it's a good effort. So once we get these 2 fields done, then we can start working on them for next year as well. Obviously we'll have a crop rotation going in place, so we might do soybeans in these 2 fields up here this year, and that will keep life interesting. Again, we're going a little bit too fast, don't want to be damaging the combine, need to keep an eye on that. I know it doesn't like the orange, or definitely doesn't like the red. I think orange also does increase the wear of your machine, so there's kind of a happy medium between taking days and days and days to get something done. And actually I just realized too, I must adjust the time scale so that we're playing it on the time scale we want to play on, which is meant to be by 3. Try and get back in here a little bit. Did it? And this should enable us now to swing back in here. And one thing I was checking about when we set our GPS up is that this laying down the chopped straw will work as a layer of fertilizer for us, and it's not probably will leave it a little bit patchy, I'd imagine, but we actually might just investigate. Yep, it's going to leave it a little bit patchy, but it's better than nothing. It is better than nothing. So, as I say, it should hopefully reduce our input cost into next year, which is really what it's all about. I think it's really only on the outside turns and the headlands is where I'm going to run into issues with not applying the full cover map. Obviously if we upgrade to a bigger combine, that could also cause us issues, but if we're running a bigger combine by that stage, I'd imagine we'll own a baler, and that will make a big difference. So if that's something you want to see, guys, as well, a baler on the farm, let me know, and we'll see what we can do with our bank manager. Can we adjust our budgets? Maybe pick up a used baler. Thankfully we're filling in all the gaps, what I like to see, and we're tipping along at 3 miles an hour. So, as I say, harvest has begun. I don't think we're going to bore you for too much longer. We will throw a little time lapse in here now of the harvest on this field. We'll see how much we get done. I think probably not a whole pile, considering that we're going to be carting a combine load every time. But yeah, that's the joys of it. And we're back. So as you can see, we have our hands full with harvest. It's going to be a long process using the older equipment, but that is the joys of it. Fields are not helping, the sizes are quite big. Oh, we're slowly rolling forward, but yeah, all going to plan so far, guys. We're getting a nice yield off this. So I think if I jump out here actually quickly, is it saying yield? Do we have to go into this side of the crop? So we're in 49. So 49 is going to yield 54,000 litres apparently, roughly, and field 50 will yield 105,000 litres. So we should be making a nice bit of money when we sell everything. So that is nice to see. So we're just going to head back to the farm again, unload the trailer, and we're going to keep going with the field. So we're into kind of mid to late summer, so we just got to get it done now. We've got a lot of fields to do, and time is of the essence. Obviously, once we up the equipment, obviously a bigger harvester, a bigger header would hopefully see us achieve this result faster. Obviously being able to hold more in a trailer would be a bonus, but for now we'll do what we have. So plenty of decisions on where we want to upgrade, and I do think a bigger tractor is probably #1 priority. Should get the field work done that little bit quicker. And also a harvester, but they ain't cheap. So we'll see if we can pick up even a decent second-hand one. But yeah, lots to decide, lots to function with, and we'll see how we get on. Soybeans are still looking fantastic. So I'll be hoping for a good yield off that, and that would see us really. Soybeans are our cash crop. So I think kind of the trinket cal, I can't even say it. I still can't say it. The spell, the rye, all that good stuff will hopefully cover our loans that we've had so far, get us a little bit debt free, and maybe enable us to lease a few more fields. And once we've all that process done, hopefully the soybeans then will enable us to purchase newer equipment. Probably won't give us a big tractor straight off the bat, but we'll see. Might be able to pick up a 200 horsepower tractor. We can again check the used market, see what we get. I think if we had to kind of between a 250 to 300, I think that would be big enough for our operation, and that should see us through for a long time. So, and it will also enable us to be able to work in slightly wetter conditions. I have managed to get this tractor stuck with our drill and our drill plow combination, so plenty to think about on that side as well. But for now, I think I've rambled on long enough. I don't think you want to keep seeing me going up and down a field. So with that said, we will call it here, guys, and harvest has begun. We are making slow progress. See this? This is not helping. We're just getting stuck in hills. Need a bit more power. But yeah, harvest has begun and we are well into it. So hopefully we run into no teething issues mechanically wise, and everything will go swimmingly, and we will have our first harvest done. So that's it, guys. I've been Snowman86. This has been Six Ashes, the farming agency edition of the map. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching and your continued support. Much appreciated. And we'll see you all again, guys. Take care.